COVID case at the prison over the weekend. You have had COVID cases, we know, from previously during the outbreak. So the prison's geared up, basically, to deal with any COVID-19 outbreak.
It is, and from the initial COVID outbreak, the prison put in a regime regarding a wing that was separated for anybody who came in. So anybody who goes into the prison is put into a separate wing. Anybody who's been put to prison for a COVID breach, whether it's residents or people from the UK, are then put into that separate wing and then tested.
Anyone coming into the prison then on that wing, do they stay there for the 14 days?
So they've got their number of days that they're sentenced to, so they stay in that separate wing.
Why the decision then to stop visitors if the risk is low?
I think it's just a case of extra precautions in there, so there is sort of the lessening of the risk of spread. So it's just as a precaution we temporarily suspended visitors.
Do you know how long that's likely to be for?
Well, hopefully it'll only be say about 14 days, so we can be sure that everybody who may have been in contact with this person has been tested and cleared.
On the isolation wing at the prison, are the staff that are on duty there, are they fully protected?
Yeah, so they've got a process in place, so they're all advised that PPE will be worn, distancing, all those sorts of measures are in place.
What about the police? Because this is somebody who's been taken to prison. The police will have been in contact with them. Presumably those officers are being checked as well now as part of the track and trace team.
Yeah, so part of that was anybody who's been in contact with those, and those people who've been in contact with them, the contact tracing team will be going out and checking all of that.
And what about you say that the risk is low, but we've had quite an increase, it seems, in people being sent to Derby for breaches of COVID. Is this a chink in the island's armour?
It's extremely disappointing that people are not obeying the rules. It's quite clear that you should go straight home. You don't go to the petrol station. You don't go and get shopping. You go straight home. You isolate in your property for the 14 days or the 7 days plus test. So it's quite clear what people are doing.
Is it quite clear? Because we've seen an increase, haven't we? So maybe there's a lesson to be learned, so maybe announcements on the boat.
Well, it's something that I'd raised earlier on about sort of you put something on the screen, but these people have applied for exemptions to come to the Isle of Man. They're giving all the information before they arrive. And I think it's just a case of reinforcing that. But it's very interesting to see the number of island residents who are actually doing the civic duty and saying, look, we're concerned this person looks like they've breached their COVID restrictions, and notifying 111.